Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my greatest pleasure to be here in this special room for a special occasion. I'm here before you to talk about the opportunity for African youth. And if we still have time, mention one of the two remaining challenges that stand in their way. Africa is youthful. More than 50% of Africans are below 20 years of age, according to the World Bank report of 2015. Africa is therefore young, energetic, and hungry. Yesterday, our story was told by others. Africa was defined by others. Africa for dummies, or Africa light, at the shore near you. This image of an exotic, wild, primitive continent only feeds from safaris and charity, has indeed been prejudicial to Africa. So has the image of everlasting wars, displacement, and hungry children. Today, though, Africa is claiming its space. According to one of the priorities of the SDGs, it brings us to the notion of building knowledge and accessing education. The digital revolution has created numerous opportunities. The advent of the internet has dramatically reduced the cost of communicating, transacting, and accessing information. Social media has made access to information fast, palatable, and effective. As we've seen, everyone can be a journalist. Everyone can break the news. Everyone can produce media. As Africans, we now stand at the same platform as the rest of the world and communicate, claim our identity, share our ideas and dreams, while we also learn from what is happening around the world. Today, Africa is part of that big game. Allow me to address another priority of the SDGs, which is shaping a people-centered and earth-friendly economic vision. Today, the telephone penetration in Africa is at 67% and increasing, offering options such as mobile banking, e-marketing, e-payment, and mobile transfer in addition to the usual communication. Linking farmers and small-scale manufacturers to markets, skills and financial avenues, all factors of producing. This is increasing financial penetration, therefore unlocking the productivity of the private sector, especially the small, medium enterprises. Moreover, Africa is not polluted. Its forests serve as the lungs of the earth. Its fauna and flora are at the heavens for rare species extinct in the rest of the world. Most of the fresh air that the world breathes is manufactured in Africa. However, its animal and vegetable species are frequently exposed to abuses and exploitation, which brings me to priority number 3, organizing for human rights and peace. Of course, one may not talk about Africa without speaking of democracy and good governance, which are catalyzers for human rights and peace. Social media has enabled Africans to organize, agitate, and claim their rights. The Arab Spring, the uprising in Burkina Faso, the social activism in Senegal, the DRC, and now in Burundi are all testimonies that is becoming increasingly risky and precarious to be a dictator in Africa. The people are more aware, able, and to organize. Experience in Rwanda. If our country has gotten one of the many things right, is that it has empowered women. More than half of our population, 15%, can now contribute at the same footing as their male countrymen. In the media, women are increasingly taking the lead in producing independent films, music, theater, and fine arts. Experience as a filmmaker and an African storyteller. It used to be frustrating to experience the Africa as described through the lenses of the Western powers. Films with massive marketing budgets that lie or make piecemeal portrays of our ways, our history, and our condition. For others people's self-glorification. The 21st century has been an era for change, an era for the empowerment of our people. With the digital revolution, we can now aspire to be citizens of the globe, and not of some remote deposit of raw natural resources, yet at the periphery of world development. I was brought into cinema by the desire to tell the story of the tragic past of the genocide perpetrated against the Tutsi, which claimed more than 1 million lives. I produced the first feature film before Hotel Rwanda that many of you are familiar with. I produced a movie titled 100 Days, about tragedy, love, and renaissance. It was followed by others such as Keepers of Memory, Through My Eyes, and Africa United, and more recently, Inore, or The Chosen, to name but a few. These films have been at the forefront of telling the Rwandan story to the world in a respectable and dignified manner. Following this experience, I decided to set up the film and television school in Rwanda to allow the youth to embark on this journey of telling the Rwandan story and the African story in general. At our institute, the Creative Film Institute, we are offering world-standard training in television and creative arts to young men and women to ensure they drive the Rwanda media sector. Concluding, I'd like to speak about our youth again. What is the role of the African youth? The African youth is rising up to the challenge. Having understood the power of media, our youth is taking ownership of Africa's identity, image, and story. African youth is now writing its own history, contributing to how Africa is shown to the rest of the world. The Africa of lions, hippos, and starving children may still be there, just like the Africa of migrants dying in the Mediterranean, or traveling of thousands of miles across desert to reach the West. African youth, however, is producing another Africa, one that aspires, dreams, and wins. With access to the internet and cell phone becoming our day-to-day broadcasting tools, the young people of Africa will engage with the world, and the world will engage with Africa on equal footing and in real time. I believe the 21st century is the right one for African youth. As a parting shot, I pledge to meet here in the next 15 years, share true stories of wealthy countries on the African continent where people from around the world have invested and migrated in a borderless global village. Viva Digital Africa, viva African youth. Thank you very much.